Let's get it rolling, Mr. Donaldson. With how did you get involved with football as a kid?
Well, when I was about 11 years old, I played junior midget football with a couple of friends of mine that was already playing. Before that, I went out and played for 1 year, didn't play again to my junior year of high school.
Yes, sir. So, who were your role models in the sports field when you were growing up?
I tell you, I didn't have any role models in the sports field. Growing up as a young boy, didn't have a television for the longest time in my house, so I didn't know of anybody. But I did used to hear about Johnny Unitas and Bart Starr, even though I
Heck
never
yeah.
seen them play. Every time we played football in the streets or in the backyard, the older guys that was playing quarterback would call out that they was Johnny Unitas, or then the other one would take Bart Starr. And those are the only names I knew as a kid.
Heck yeah, those are two of the greatest quarterbacks,
Of all time.
arguably.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, coming from the University of Georgia, what did you have to prove coming out of college when you went to the NFL, that transition?
Well, believe it or not, I had to prove that I was smart enough to play the position in the NFL. At that time, there had been no black centers in the NFL, and I became the first one in 1981. And, when I was drafted in the second round by the Baltimore Colts, I have an article right now today where this guy wrote about whether or not I was smart enough to do the job and which guard or tackle they was going to move me to play. So I had to prove myself to be smart enough to do that, I guess.
Definitely, man. You got to break down the boundaries for sure.
Yeah.
So, in your transition to the NFL in 1980, that season, how did the league welcome you besides those articles saying that you had to learn the position?
Well, the league itself, it wasn't no welcome. We just went into the team, the season like anybody else would, I guess. It just signed me up, give me the playbook, and start learning it, and let's go play some football.
Heck yeah, man. So, with the Colts blocking for Eric Dickerson, which he's one of my good friends, he's been on my show a couple times. What was your favorite moment blocking for him? Opening the holes, man.
Yeah, absolutely. But I tell you what, right after the strike in '87, when we picked him up, they moved our game with the Denver Broncos to Monday night. And that particular game was one of the most fun games I ever played while being a teammate of his. He had a great night. I think he scored like 3 touchdowns, ran for almost 200 yards, I believe. And that was a lot of fun.
Heck yeah, man. So, Mr. Donaldson, life after football for you personally, how have you applied the trials and tribulations of the game to your personal life?
Well, I just try and help people that may be going through some of the things that I've gone through, things that I know all about. So I'm a people person. I like to help folks. I don't like to see people down on themselves, things like that. So, I just let them hear a little bit of my story and maybe pick them up a little bit, make them feel a little bit different about theirs. And that's what I'm doing.
For sure, man. So, Ray, my last question is brought to you by B&D Sports Media. How will the Dallas Cowboys, one of your former teams, bounce back from a disappointing year with their playoff run?
Well, it won't be hard. They have a great team. They're making some good moves. They just got to buckle down and win the games that they need to win to keep it moving. I don't think it'll be very long before they are going a little bit deeper into the playoffs than the first round.
Yes, sir. So, Ray, we'll end on this, my friend. How can my audience find you on social media?
I'm not on social media. I'm not on it.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
I have a Facebook page, but I don't do much with that.
Yes, sir. So, Ray, it's been a blessing to have you on our show. And we'd welcome you back for another one. And that persistent attitude paid off to have you on here, my friend. And it's been a blessing and an honor.